going to push all the right buttons then. Let's see, that needs to be saved. Okay, yep, we're saved. We're recording now. All right, here we go. Everybody sit back and enjoy yourselves for this episode of TMS, which begins in
3, 2, 1.
Move over, bacon. Now there's something meatier. Delicious sizzling, government-approved meat.
Whoops.
The morning stream. Save it for the French.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It is Monday, November 22nd, 2021. I'm Scott. He's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Good morning, Scott.
Hey, it feels
Happy
like
Monday to you.
feels like it's been almost a week since we last did a show. Ooh.
Pretty close. Yeah, if you don't count Film Sack, it's six days instead of the 7 because we did a show on Tuesday, but nothing since Wednesday.
It feels like we didn't do on Tuesday, but we did. We did. In my head, this all happened on Tuesday, but you're right. It happened. Wednesday was the day that got hosed, and we had such a great Tuesday. I came into Tuesday blazing hot, dude. I was so in a good mood. We had an amazing show. Right. We laughed. We had fun. We had amazing guests. Everything went great. And that next day, I was like, I'm going to have another one of those days. And then I got up and I got in the shower, and I got ready. And I was like, yeah, look at me all clean and ready for a thing. This is great. And then I got dressed. I got some pants on, and a shirt and stuff like that, like you do, and I'm like, socks are next. I'm putting those socks on. So I put those on.
Do you put them on one leg at a time, like everyone else?
The pants I do, yes. Pants sometimes if you're on the bed, you can do the whole two at a time and hop.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and then it makes you wonder why we still call them pants in the plural. Let's just call them pants.
Sure.
All right, put on your pant.
Put on pant.
Yeah, put on pant and let's go. So anyway, I put on pant.
You don't put on your shirts.
Yeah, shirts and pant. Then I did a belt or belts. Let's switch it all around so all the singulars are plural and all the plurals are singular.
I like it, yes.
Right.
Belts.
So
put on your belts.
I puts on my belts. And I'm thinking, well, what else is there? Well, I need to take the dog out real quick, so I'm going to grab some shoes. And this is where things go bad.
Oh, no.
I go in the room. I reach down, very normally, kind of a normal bend over, nothing too crazy.
Sure.
Don't bend over and wind over, though. Trouble will happen when you're there. Anyway, I bend over to grab these shoes, and I feel this familiar, and by familiar I mean about every 2 years, I feel this familiar, what's the word? I don't know how to describe it. It's like, okay, Brian, got one for you.
Okay, all right.
You got a big chicken or turkey dinner of some sort.
Chicken or turkey could be one, but definitely a poultry.
Definitely a poultry dish.
Okay.
And there's a point where a bone, let's say it wouldn't be a leg bone. Would it be the wing? Anyway, where there's a joint. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, so, like the cartilage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, when you go to bend those and kind of pull them apart, and there's a point where the cartilage finally says, okay, fine, and just lets go.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's the feeling that it had. That's the sensation.
God.
And it's not even pain right away. It's a feeling of stuff has been pulled to a place where it shouldn't be. And then your brain goes, oh no, the pain sensors are on their way. Be ready. I'm like Osmosis Jones here. I got like Captain Kirk up in the brain going, all right, we're going to do this shit. And all of a sudden, the pain wave hits. And I'm immobile. I can't move. I'm bent in that position and I can't do anything like some kind of cartoon. It's just horrible. And I go, Cam. And I can't yell very loud because it hurts to yell. Carter, anybody? So they come in there like, what's wrong? I'm like, it's another one of these. They knew right when they saw me what was going on. Now, this time was markedly worse than previous episodes. I think I just did it the worst possible way or something, but it was worse that day.
Well, you're getting older, right? I mean, so things
that's it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like 2 years ago, it wasn't nearly this bad. And for the most part, since I've been about 20 or 21, and I've had all the tests and the MRIs and all that, it's never a slip disc. It's never a thing they can operate on. It's a tall guy thing, and my family has a history of kind of weak backs, and it's also me not doing enough to strengthen my back, which I need to turn that around now. So anyway,
Sure.
Point is, hurts like a mother. I can't move at all, so they come in there to help me. I can barely move with them propping me up, and the pain, I can only describe it as like white, bright light in my eyes. It's just so bad. So bad.
Just blinding,
horrendous
pain.
Just horrendous. So they get me to a bed. Now, normally, I might be 6 hours in a bed like that with an episode like this, and then I might start to be able to kind of pull myself up and very slowly kind of putter around or whatever. Not this time. 24 hours, didn't move off my back. I couldn't move. I tried. I couldn't. So now comes the embarrassing part. As you know,
yes,
human beings have to pee. We pee. We urinate. We have to eliminate waste,
bodily waste,
from our body. Now, thankfully, had a poo before I picked up the shoes. All right?
Okay, good.
So feeling pretty empty on the old the pooper tank down there. But I'm laying there, and about 2-3 hours into this, I'm like, frick, I'm gonna have to pee. And I can't roll to my side. I can't get up. I can't. They try. We do a number of attempts to try to move me. The pain is so bad, I don't remember my name while it's happening. It's so bad.
Jeez.
Can't move,
my God.
dude.
Okay.
I wish I'd have had video so you just could see me at my worst. It's really the
I don't
worst.
know if we wanted to. I think that's a thing better experienced alone.
It's your yes. I mean, it's good to have people around you, but can you imagine
being right. Maybe let me rephrase that. It's a thing better experienced outside of social media.
Exactly. I heard from a couple of fans who have similar situations, and they were like, I lived by myself then, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Oh, I don't know what you do, right? Do you just call somebody and
I don't know what else you can do, right?
bust my window to come in, unlock the door, whatever.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'd take a robber at this point, have him help me. But anyway, so I'm laying there, and I said, Kim, we got to get creative. I got to pee real bad. And she goes, what do you mean, creative? And I said, all right, I can't get up. She goes, well, let me do this. She brings a jar. And I'm like, well, how's that? I can't. The jar isn't going to work. It's a jar. And I'm up here. I can't turn to create. I cannot create the gravitational direction.
The laws of physics and gravity.
I can't do it. So she says, all right, let me think of something. She leaves. And she's off being total MacGyver on this. I can hear like tink, 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 doors opening and shutting. Like she's coming up with something. She comes back and she has the same jar, but now that is going to be on the floor on top of a shoebox. And connected to that she has taped, like industrial taped, 4 big, I don't know what to call these. You know when the kids have like an icy or like a Slurpee, and the straws are just huge, thick straws. She has a bunch of these for some reason.
Like boba tea straws, or bigger than that?
There you go, boba tea.
All
like round and big enough to pull a bunch of little boba tea balls through.
Okay.
She taped a
I'm
bunch
not
of these
liking
together.
what this is meaning for your manhood, but keep going anyway.
It doesn't quite go that bad. So she attaches all these together, and she's created a slight bend to it all. It's actually very cool how she did it. And on the very end is a funnel. And the goal is to somehow work it so I can bend the straw enough so it doesn't flip out of the thing or, make a giant problem. But then get the funnel close enough to me where I can, do what I got to do into this funnel.
Sure.
And I was sure that this Rube Goldberg nightmare machine was not going to do it. I was going to get pee everywhere, and we were all going to regret it. It freaking worked. It worked.
Really?
It was great. I made everybody leave. I'm like, out of here. I'm peeing by myself. Give me some dignity. Get out the freaking room. I'm not doing this while you're in here.
This is something that was covered on the first episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm this season, I believe.
Oh,
maybe the
good.
second episode.
Oh,
yes.
good. Fantastic.
Not this exact thing, but having a loved one see you do a thing that they should never see.
Well, that was one of these situations, and I was like, Kim, I just can't have you in here. You got to get out of here. So I made her leave. And I did it, and I can't really tell if it's working while it's happening.
Because you can't see the jar, you can't see the tape.
I mean, I'm going like this, like best I can to see it. I just can't see.
Too bad you didn't have any of those, like those things that as a kid you spun around their plastic tube with bendy ribs in it, and they go. Okay, it still hurts to laugh a little, just a little, not much.
but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It would have been nice, but so this thing did actually hold up. We didn't have a single leak or a problem. It worked great. And she looks at this jar. She does like that nurse did to me when I was like 8, when I gave a urine sample to a nurse and she goes, "Whoa," and then doesn't say why. My wife did the same thing. She picked it up and went, "Whoa." Well, in her case,
how much
she
you
said,
been drinking?
That's what she said. She goes, "You peed a lot." I said, "Well, I had to go. I haven't gone since, anyway."
Why is there corn in there?
Yeah, well, why is there? I don't remember you having corn or passing it through your urethra. Anyway. So that worked, and that was great, and we knew that would be. We had a solution, for any time, and you want to stay hydrated. Back stuff, you don't want to, sit there and dehydrate yourself. So that all happened, and yes, TMI, Jeannie, but you're all my friends, okay? You're all here, you're all family. Don't worry about it. I'd have kicked you all out of the room too, but you would have been there to witness. You would have had to come to pick up the jar. So anyway,
I'm sure there's a lot worse things the part of this story you could be telling us. So thank you for sparing us.
Yeah, I could make it worse, but I won't. So anyway, she comes back. It's good. That was a small comfort to know that we had a system, because I seriously couldn't even shift an inch for 24 hours. Here's what's worse. I couldn't prop my head up either because that hurt. So I'm flat ceiling looking, no TV, no freaking. Well, I had TV on, but all I could do was listen to Futurama.
Yeah, you couldn't watch it. You didn't have a little periscope device set up, or like a little.
No, but I'm gonna buy one in the meantime for next time. No, not really. But it just, that was cool. That was some comfort to have that going, and I couldn't really use my phone other than to tell you quick things or answer quick text or something. So I just laid there for a day in this clothes that I changed into after my shower, and then the thought came to me: at some point, I'm gonna have to see a man about a horse, right? It's gonna have to happen.
It's the this jar and funnel situation is great and all, but
yeah, exactly. Now here's where it goes super south. Forget about everything I've told you sounds like a pain.
Yeah.
You deal with it. You try to get better. You move on. All of that. The second night, was it the second night? Yeah. Second night, the nights are really hard. By then I had been able to be lifted up by them. It really hurt, but I did it. I could putter a little bit. I put some video up of me barely moving, went back to bed. But I had a method, and it started, I could tell it was getting better. It was alleviating. And it was starting to shift to the right, which always happens for some reason. It's always on my right side. Anyway, so this is all going on. And then that second night, I think I'm going to sleep. I'm like, I'm so tired because I didn't sleep the night before. So I think I'm going to fall asleep here. So I start to fall asleep. Yeah. And then at midnight, I hear... Meep, 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 meep.
Oh, no.
Now, did you hear how many times that was? 5 of those.
Yeah, 5 meeps.
Meep,
okay.
Meep, meep, meep. Okay. Now
5 meeps.
That was more than the usual 2 meeps that we had the previous couple of weeks. If you guys remember the story I told on the show.
The CO detector.
CO detector, exactly. And thank you to all the people who emailed me and go, CO2. It's not CO2, Scott. It's CO. I know. All right. I just effed it up. Just calm down. All right. Anyway.
Right.
So that thing meeps 5 times, and then there's no. I woke up thinking, did I dream that? And then it's almost immediately meeping again, and doing it rapidly. I'm like, that doesn't sound good.
But I thought once you figured out what it was, you were able to like replace the. Oh no, because it's like a take out the whole wall kind of thing to.
Yes, and that's part of this fun story. So, oh gosh, I forgot about that part of it. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. So here's what happens. I poke Kim, and she's like, and I'm like. And she's dead tired for lots of reasons. Plus, she's taking care of me. She's had a crazy week herself. So she gets up. Carter gets up. They go into the hallway, and they're looking at the thing, and it's saying, all the warnings on it are flashing, and it's doing 5 meeps constantly, and it's really loud. And we're like, do we evacuate? And I'm like, you guys remember where I am, right? What's going on with me? Because this is bad. And they're like, well, we can't, blah, 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 blah. So I said, call 911 and ask them what they do. Just call them. And so we haven't called 911 since the kids were 3 or something. And I don't even remember what that was for. That was for my grandmother or something. So we did that. I don't know, it was when Carter or Taylor choked on plastic. Anyway.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Long time ago. She's fine now. Anyway, so Kim calls 911, and 911 says, get out of the house and stay there. Because that sounds bad. And we have people just for this. So stay out there. well, we're sending a crew of firefighters to your freaking house.
Okay.
So here we are at midnight. It's 31 degrees outside, by the way. So freezing. It's freezing.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not wearing anything worth being outside in, and there's no time for me to do anything, let alone bend over and put anything on. Like, I have to
like
go
putting
out
clothes
I
on. You're not putting your pants on. You're putting your pants on 0 legs at a time.
Exactly.
At this point.
So they come in here. This thing's going meep meep meep. The dogs are going brrr, freaking out. And we got to get the animals out, which is a giant pain in its own right.
Sure.
So they come in to get me. Kim on one shoulder, Carter on the other shoulder. They lift me up. I am in excruciating pain from this. It's just killing me. I ended up having to fall on the floor on my knees and then have them pick me up. So it's just a nightmare.
Oh,
and I'm like, this can't be happening. How could this timing be so bad? It hasn't meeped since the other meeps. So it's new meeps.
Right.
So we go outside. And
our Long National MeepMare was over, we thought. Yeah.
I'm living my own worst Meep-mare. So I go out front. I'm sitting in chairs. They've sat me down. I'm freezing, so I'm shaking, and I'm holding myself kind of tight because you do when you're cold. That hurts. So I'm just going, oh, my gosh.
Oh, God, yeah. If you shiver at all, I'm sure that's
I'm like,
just being cold while you're in pain sucks.
It's the worst. And I got one of the dogs, patting at me, trying to get me to pet him, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, you don't know what we're doing here, do you? So finally, or actually pretty quickly, they pull up. And it's 4 firefighters, all with big old masks on, not COVID masks, like big old, like, we're going to find your CO leak masks.
Gotcha. Oh, like gas masks.
Yeah, they look like World War I people,
Okay.
like mustard gas. So they come in there and they bust through the door, and Kim explains where everything is, and they go through there. They don't bust, they walk in. And they say, now stay out here, don't come in. We're going to go and do full test every level, every blah, blah, blah. And they have all these testers with them. So they go in there, and I can still hear it going, meep, 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 meep. And they're in there running around trying to find stuff, and we're not sure what's happening. About 5-6 minutes later, they come out and they go, well, you don't have any CO anywhere in this house. It's 100% clear. I think your thing's gone crazy. And we're like, well, it's in the wall. Like, we don't know what to do about that.
Right.
And so he says, well, let's do this. I'm going to try to take it off that wall and do as little damage as possible. I'm like, all right, go ahead and do that. He goes in there, cranks it off of there somehow, brings it outside and hands it to us. I look at the back of it. Now, remember, this is one that you're supposed to mount and mount permanently, or, as permanently as they are. You're supposed to stick it in your wall and have it there. On the back is a sticker, and maybe other documentation existed at some point. The original owners had it. I don't know, where you could read this somewhere else. But on the back of this detector, it says 5 Meeps means, or beeps. I call them Meeps.
It'd be great if it said Meeps.
It would be great. It says, in effect, it says 5 Meeps means end of life for device, please replace.
Okay.
I just about shit myself. I was so mad. I was like, are you kidding me?
And what did they have to do? Like, was it just like a turn it an eighth of a rotation?
It was one of those with those like plastic hooks that if you don't turn it the right way, it won't work, but it just shunk and pulled out. And on the back it said, if you're getting 5 beeps, just replace the device. It has nothing to do with it going off or any kind of whatever. So we took it off. We also happened that day to get, because I did order another one and had it there, but we thought, well, why isn't that one reading it and this one is reading it? So it's just part of the chaos.
So
it sucks.
Here's a dumb question.
Go ahead.
Why not put that on the front?
That's what I'm saying. And also, I guess we could have done
Why does it have to be on the back? Like, 5 Meeps, this thing's end of life. Great. I don't have to be super careful about taking it off. I can just rip it off the wall.
It's a garbage design. It's 10 years old or 12 years old or something. But still, it's a bad design. You don't put it on the back of the thing. How am I supposed to know? Now, I could have done an exhaustive Google search and tried to track this model down. That would have taken me forever. We're in 31-degree weather. There's firemen all over the house. Like, I didn't know what to make any of that, so I just didn't do that. So when we finally got it and realized what it was a huge relief. But now nobody can sleep. So then they got to lift me up again, carry me into the
fire department
house.
There. Couldn't the fire department? Don't they have those boards?
No way.
Boards with all the armhole or the hand handles on the side. They could just, hey, while you guys are here, there are 4 of you. Could you run me back inside?
You literally just found my pride breaking point. I would
That would have been it.
couldn't have done it. If they would have offered, I would have said no.
Really?
I'm good.
Really? Good. Oh my God! I just might as well, right?
That's not gonna. I'm not
Your
proud of it.
dollars at work.
I'm not proud of it, but I have this point of pride where I just refuse to let people. I hate that feeling of like being helpless and someone else has to help me. I hate it.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it. Anyway, long story short, back to bed. Crisis averted. Whatever. They don't charge you for that. They were really nice. Those guys were great. They were super cool. And if it had been a real issue, well, then we were doing the right thing, and all that. There is no CO leak at the house. And my brain kept going back to the earthquake in 2020. Was it March of 2020 we had that earthquake?
Oh, yeah, right. Boy, yeah. in the grand scheme of 2020, sure forgot about that.
Yeah, right. So my brain kept going back to that, going, well, maybe that shook something loose, broke a pipe, busted a thing, cracked something. Like you always think of those things. But it didn't. It was fine. And everybody's fine. There is no CO in the house. That thing's a piece of shit. It only meeped in the middle of the night. Whenever it did meep, it only meeped at night.
No day meeping.
No day meeping. Only night meeping. Yeah. Effing thing. Is what Nandor would say.
Effing thing. Guillermo.
Guy. Anyway, the point is, here's the point. Don't be like me and hurt yourself real bad. So that you have another thing to worry about, like a dumb CO detector going shitty. Because it was the worst week. It was so bad. Plus, Kim was tending kids all week. We had a million things going on. It was busy. And then that happened. At the end of the day, I'm glad for the experience. It was a learning time for me. But mostly, I'm just grateful the listeners gave us a little time off. Sorry, everybody. I hate doing that. I didn't want to miss shows. I didn't have a choice. I couldn't move. I tried to do.
I could tell. Yeah, and I could tell. You listeners don't see the text that Scott and I have back and forth, and it's like, oh, dude, this is killing me. I hate missing a show, but we got a bump. I'm just in too much pain, and you can tell when either one of us has to cancel or suggest bumping a show, it tears us. You're tearing us apart, Lisa.
That's right. It feels like we're. It feels like we're, letting everybody down, including ourselves, and we hate it. But that's why we're doing today. And then a bunch of you freaked out and said, don't do any new shows. Like, you're supposed to take it off. And so we're like, all right, fine, we'll just do Monday. So we're here. We're doing a show on Monday. All right? Yeah. And by the way, as I got feeling better and could putter around a little bit, I played a lot of Halo, okay? That's what I did with my time. The new Halo Infinite multiplayer is great, and I couldn't stop playing it. And it's great. So
Game Pass, maybe.
Game Pass. Yeah, Game Pass. And also they put in all those new Game Pass Blade server things. Latency is I can't find latency on the cloud stuff now. Oh, Brian, what did you just do?
Caught a gnat. This gnat has been driving me nuts.
You murdered it.
I murdered a gnat, and I'm happy about it, and I would do it again, 100%.
Yeah, without even thinking about it, just kill that gnat. Who cares? Screw that gnat. All right. I want to say congratulations to a listener. So enough about me. I'm done telling you about my stupid effing back. All right. The only time you'll hear about it in the future is if something changes. But right now we're good. And I'm good. Okay. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
I want to say, and I'll continue to heal. It'll all be fine. I want to say a congratulations to Diego Santos.
Oh, no, Diago. I'm sorry, Diago.
Is it Diago? Okay.
Yeah, for some reason I was trying to make him into a Pokemon.
Oh, well, look, got to catch them all. Anyway, he's getting married. He got hitched, or is getting hitched. There's a really great video of him and his fiancée with a proposal happening over on the Facebook Tadpole group, and I saw that and went, you know what? We should call that dude out for his awesome new life experience. So
heck yeah, a tadposal.
Yeah, tadposal.
Yeah, there's some way to work it out. I don't have it right now.
I don't know what it is. We'll workshop
it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll
proposal.
Give Brian. We got a little time this week. Brian will come up with a better one.
I'll work it out. Report back on Monday.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. But I just wanted to say congratulations to them. It was a very sweet video and very seemed like just nice people. And Diego's been around the the community forever, and just nice to see when people have cool stuff happen to them. So
For sure.
So there you go.
Oh, well, hey, so a lot of things, obviously we've been gone a fair amount of time, Scott, and a lot has happened in the past several days. Really quick, I had in the notes movie theater experience, and I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But before that, I want to talk about a concert experience because I forgot to bring this up because it was Tuesday night. We didn't do a show Wednesday. That's when I would have brought this up.
Yeah.
Back in 2019, I bought tickets for Chris Brown and myself to go see Nick Lowe and Los Straitjackets. Nick Lowe, the guy everybody knows from the song Cruel to Be Kind, probably the best known for that, but also he's the original artist behind the song What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding by Elvis Costello.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's the original. Okay. And he's part of that whole group with Elvis Costello, Billy Bremner, Dave Edmunds, like that whole era of pub rock was all these guys.
Sure.
And just amazing. So bought these tickets back in 2019. We all know what happened. I don't need to say it. and finally the concert was rescheduled to last Tuesday. So me and Chris Brown, I call him CB. CB and I went and we're like, oh, well, let's have dinner down there by the concert venue. And this was a place where you had to show a vaccine card. You could not get in without a vaccine card.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yes, exactly. It's like, I'm happy to see things like this. Mm-hmm. Totally happy to see things like this.
Yeah, no problem.
So we go to dinner, and while we're sitting there at dinner, I said, by the way, he's been listening to TMS lately. And I said, by the way, I hope you know that I've been really curbing my use of the phrase. The funny thing about that is, funny thing is, because he's the person who actually called me out on it. He's the one who said, Brian, you say that a lot. Funny thing is, and a lot of times it's not funny. It's interesting or it's coincidental, but it's not funny.
He's probably seconds away from emailing me saying, quit saying, and the point is, or so the point is, or ultimately the point is.
He's no Bob Peterson. I'll say that, but not by a long shot.
Where is Bob? Anyway, sorry.
I don't know. We miss Bob. Yeah, so he says, so I tell him, I said, I hope you know that I've been curbing it and not saying it. I'm trying to make a note about not saying it. And without missing a beat, he goes, 5 times.
Yeah.
I said, what? He says, you've said it 5 times tonight so far.
Wow.
and I picked him up from his house and we drove to the restaurant. And somehow in that amount of time, I'd already done that 5 times.
And you didn't even notice you were doing it. Wow.
Didn't even notice I was doing it.
Look at him. Maybe he is Bob Peterson.
Maybe he is Bob Peterson.
Yeah.
So get to the concert, go in. We see the way the Oriental Theater is laid out. There's a stage level, and then there's like seats in the back, a big open floor, no seats where you just stand and get right up close to the stage, and then there's a balcony. And neither of us, like all the seats in the back of the stage floor were taken. We didn't want to stand and just be in a cluster of people, regardless of everybody being vaccinated.
Sure. Nobody likes doing that in the best of times. So
in the best of times, exactly. It's farts, hot farts all over the place there. And people are dancing and singing along. It's just irritating. Yep. So we said, let's check out the balcony. Balcony, on the other hand, very well set up. People were already seated up there. They were clustered in groups, leaving a seat or two between them, right? So it was like a couple people, a seat or two, then a couple more people, seat or two, 4 people, and then a couple more seats, etc. And people were being very good about that.
Yeah.
Like, great. We grab a couple seats, again, a seat away from people on either side, and get some drinks, take off our masks, and start waiting for the show. House lights come down, opening act comes out, dude from Wisconsin playing the guitar, and in comes a couple of schlubs. Husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Schlub.
Great.
They go to the very front row where people have been leaving space, and they take the space that people have been leaving in between the social distancing spaces.
Lovely.
So they just take, a couple groups had left 2 seats between them. They plop down their butts and sit right there, which happens to be directly in front of Chris Brown and I.
Perfect. You and CB now obscured.
Me
your
and
vision.
CB.
Yeah.
Our view of the stage slightly obscured at this point. Not too bad, but slightly.
Are
obscured.
Mr. and Mrs. Schlub tall people, or are they average height?
They're average height.
Okay.
they're wide people. They're not tall people.
Depends on which direction you're talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're tall if they're laying down.
Okay.
They sit down, and then they kind of the wife kind of looks around, and then she gets out her phone, which is both tuned to the absolute highest brightness possible.
Excellent.
And with the largest font possible.
Great.
And types a message to her husband saying, I can't believe nobody around us is wearing a mask right now.
What?
After they just took the social distancing seats.
That's terrible. How unaware were they? That's so dumb.
Right, completely oblivious.
All right.
So Chris Brown sees it and he kind of laughs. Is like, yeah, did you see what her thing said? And like, yeah, great.
Her text was that big you could read her
text was that big you could read it.
Oh my gosh.
And it continued, Scott.
Oh,
these guys, these two, had their phones out for the entirety of the concert. And every once in a while, when it was a song they recognized, like, oh, Cruel to Be Kind, they'd flip over to their photos, because these were iPhones, flip over to their photography or their camera, go to video, record a few seconds of video, and then the husband would like put it up on Facebook. The rest of the time, he was scrolling through Facebook, waiting for people to comment on the videos he was posting, like in his notifications. How do I know this? How was I able to see this, Scott? Because his phone was set to the maximum brightness and his font was super large.
Wow.
I can tell you his unlock code was 1111. Well done, dude. And it was big enough. His font was big enough that I was able to see his full name on Facebook, and so I friended him during the concert.
No way.
Yes.
Tell me you got on there and messaged him or something. Tell me you said something.
I friended him. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like rip him one. I'm just gonna like comment on this video and saying, oh, it was nice of you to stop scrolling through your notifications long enough to watch some of the concert. And then as I do it, I see, oh crap, we've got a mutual friend.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna completely like friend him, comment on the thing, and then peace out, and then unfriend him, mute, block, whatever.
You were going to do like a quick drive-by shooting version of it.
Drive-by commenting.
Yeah.
I decided against it.
Dang it. Who
was
the mutual friend, though? Do you know? Do you remember who it was?
It's somebody I know from, one of my trivia buddies, and it's like, God damn it. But he did, by the way, he friended me back immediately without even hesitation, even though he's been, they'd been looking around all night at all the people not wearing masks. I'm surprised he didn't recognize me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, are you this bald guy here? Right?
Is this you? You really want to be my friend?
Right.
That's
so Chris
great.
Brown, and she's pulling her phone out, like she's got her phone out the whole time doing the same thing. She's scrolling through a New York Times article. Again, I know this because I can clearly see the app, I can clearly see the headline, and I can see her kind of scrolling through it, and just obnoxious as hell. Chris Brown at this point has had enough, and he leans forward and he says something to her, and she, almost like she was struck by a baseball bat, turns her phone off, puts it in her lap, and doesn't open it for the rest of the night.
Wow. Got her then.
Exactly. So as we're walking out of the concert, that was during the last song, or was during the last encore, as we're leaving, I'm like, dude, what did you say to her to get her to do that, to get her to put it away so quickly?
Yeah.
And he says, Brian, why don't you take a guess? And I said, oh, did you say something like, if you don't put your effing phone away right now, you're going to have to wiggle your butt to make a call? And I did use way more harsh language, by the way, that you would hardly believe words I was using.
Sure.
And he's like, no, I just said, every time you turn your phone on, the brightness shines right back in my face. Maybe turn it off.
Oh, see,
and that's all he said.
Yeah.
He was civil about it. He was nice about it, and she reacted well. And
she complied.
There, it just goes to show you, there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. You just need to have it every once in a while.
That's right. Sometimes you need to have it, but yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Well, I was afraid there was going to be a brawl or something, but I'm glad it worked
I
out.
thought there was going to be a brawl.
I don't know why you go to a concert and do that on your phone the whole time. Like,
right. If you're going to a concert, look, I understand. Hey, I'm going to pull out the camera and shoot a little video of a favorite song of mine. Absolutely.
Totally get
But
it.
when you're not doing that, either turn the phone off, put it in your lap, or put it in your pocket, or whatever. But but reading a New York Times article while this awesome band is playing. Holy crap! The Los Straitjackets were fan-freaking-tastic.
I'll bet they were. Yeah.
Wearing their luchador masks the entire time. Nick Lowe was doing every one of his hits. There was nothing left on the table. Every song that we wanted to hear, he performed.
Maybe they were influencers. Maybe they were like that dude in the bus in Shang-Chi, where he was like, "Yo, what is up, fam? I'm watching this fight on the bus." And maybe
so.
Yeah, maybe that was it. But the fact that she was reading like some New York Times article, A, that's weird in a concert. B, you got to subscribe to the New York Times to even read it.
That's right. Oh, by the way, this guy is because I had to look at his Facebook profile. He is a member of a band, a local Denver band.
Wow. And
you'd think maybe he'd have a little more respect for bands.
Is the band called 32 Point? Because that'd be great for his font.
100% brightness and the 32 points.
32 points. That's right. Hey, I love brightness in the 32 points. They're amazing. They're so good. That's a fun time.
Yeah, I won't do my movie theater story, but I will tell you. You know what? Maybe I'll save that for another day or something else, and we'll get it out there. But
you did a double. What do you call it?
Technically triple, right? Because we saw Ghostbusters Thursday night.
Oh, right.
We saw Last Night in Soho Saturday night, and then we saw French Dispatch Sunday afternoon. So three movies in the last several days.
I watched Dune again last night, so I guess I don't know. That doesn't really count. A rewatch of a thing I already liked. But okay, so let's just do a quick thumbs up, thumbs down across the board without too much spoilery.
Yes,
Did you
absolutely.
like everything?
Let's start with Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
We loved Ghostbusters. It's a tremendous homage to the original, but there's enough new story with these kids, with Finn Wolfhard and this girl who plays Phoebe, his sister. Mm-hmm. Phoebe, is that right?
Phoebe? Yeah, she's Ross and Phoebe. So,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Joey and Phoebe. Anyway, it's a very sweet homage, not just to the original film, but it's a love letter to Harold Ramis. And they do a thing in this film, and all I'm going to say is they do a thing in this film that I have hated in the past, and they do it so well in this one that I loved it.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I am really curious about that. You kind of hinted at that the other day. I have no idea what that is until I see it, I guess.
Yeah. Last Night in Soho was really good, surprisingly different than what I was expecting as far as what the trailers give you and what the actual movie is. Edgar Wright, it's kind of his tribute to film noir in a way, but there's a lot of interesting sort of time travel, more like apparitions, things like that go on them. Like, oh, this is really good. And Anya Taylor-Joy's great.
She's great.
She's great.
Yeah. She's the future of movie lady. I think she's going to be amazing.
I think so. Yeah. Future Hollywood.
She's so good.
And French Dispatch was the Wes Andersoniest of Wes Anderson movies. The dude comes in, he even tells you at the very beginning what you're going to get, which he's never done in a Wes Anderson movie before.
Oh,
but at the very beginning, you almost get an outline, like it's a PowerPoint presentation of why.
Is your thing going off?
Stop. I don't know what I said, but she's doing something.
Wes Anderson's
it's like a PowerPoint
always listening.
Yeah, he tells you what you're going to get, and he delivers it, and it's
one of those then.
It's one of those, and there's nothing at all wrong with it. It's fantastic.
I love his movies.
So actually, good reviews all around. I'd say.
You see anything yet this year where you're like, oh, Oscar bait, we're in it now. We're gonna win an Oscar with this movie, sort of deal.
Of the three of those, I could actually see French Dispatch being nominated.
Yeah, probably nominated.
Probably
for sure.
Not the other two.
Yeah, may not win. Probably nominated. Because he's that guy now. He's
that guy now. Yeah, exactly.
Which is totally fine with me. Go back and retroactively give it to the Royal Tannenbaums, one of the greatest films ever made.
So good, yeah.
Did you? What was I gonna say? I'm convinced after my second viewing of Dune that they'll get nominated for possible best direction, but for sure special effects. The special effects and cinematography are unfreaking believable. They're so good. Yeah. They're so good. So everyone else, step to the side. Let the French guy through. He wins those categories.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, I could see that would be the one place where Eternals could actually get noticed is in cinematography, because that is a beautiful movie.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. I got to see that too. I really like Shang-Chi. I had a really good time.
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
You know what? I need to watch it again, but I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was fun. I thought it was. I don't understand the Awkwafina character. I like her generally, but I don't understand why she's in that. It's a weird.
She's your Kat Dennings in the Thor movies, or as you like to call them, the Thor movie.
Yeah, the Thor movie. Well, I guess I've seen two. I can say movies.
You've seen Ragnarok.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
That's true. But it's I really I'll tell you what distracted me, and then we'll finally move on here. Those Guardian lions toward the final third of the film. That's all I can think about it anymore. I want one of those so bad. They're so badass. Like, I've never seen. You see statues cool. And you see the ones that are in front of temples and all that, and you always go, "Oh, what a cool design" or whatever. But to see them fully realized like that, those shook me, man. Those were so
super
badass.
Cool.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, now we have to make an executive decision. We have 10 minutes.
Oh, we got to play this game.
All right.
Yeah, it's already. Wow, look at that. So that's all right. We'll go through this quick.
Laura, make this work. We're making it work, you guys. Here's what you got to do. Call the number 801-471-0462 if you want to participate in today's thing, because you're going to be going up against me because we don't have Dunaway today. So call now. This is happening. That's right. It's a chance for us to play Battle Royale, this time with the help of a listener. Well, no, with a listener who could win some stuff is what I'm trying to say.
That's right. Yes, and a listener, this is a new game, by the way. This is not something we've played before, so this will be fun. This will be fun.
I'm a little nervous. All right, let's find out who's on the line. Hi, who's this?
Hi, guys. It's Amy.
Hello, Amy. Nice to have you back. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm so glad you're feeling better, Scott. I know my husband has had similar stuff, so it's just miserable.
It's the worst, but I am feeling better, and everybody was very, very nice while I was out, so huge thanks to everybody for being so nice. All right, we're going to go for this. Hey, Brian, you want to explain to Amy what she's in for today?
I will. Welcome to By the Numbers, a game where Scott is going to have to guess pop culture numbers with the aid of Red Fraggle here. Amy, you're going to be guessing if the actual answer that Scott gives is higher. No, you're going to guess if the actual answer is higher or lower than Scott's guess. See, I haven't written this part up, but this is how it's going to be played.
Sure.
If you get 3 out of 5, you win a couple games from the Steam library here. Dead in Vinland and Horizon Chase Turbo.
Ooh, oh, that's a great game. Cool. Horizon Chase for a Turbo is fan-freaking-tastic. Awesome. I own that in 3 places. I liked it so much. It's very good.
I own that game in 3 places. All right. So here's how it's going to work, Amy. I'm going to give Scott a question, pop culture question, that the answer is a number. He's going to give his numerical guess. If he's right, I'm just going to give you a point right away. If he's wrong, I'm going to ask you if the actual answer is higher or lower than the number he gives me. And if you get 3 of these right, then you win. That's how it works.
Oh, this is great. This is like Bob Barker kind of stuff a little bit.
It kind of is. It kind of is, yes. It's actually kind of Card Sharks, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like Card Sharks. Yeah, exactly.
It's Card Sharks.
Okay.
All right.
I'm down.
Scott, in the movie Alien, just Alien, singular, how many minutes into the film do we hear the first line of dialogue?
Oh, okay.
Because, it's super quiet, right?
It's very quiet.
Space, no one can hear you talk for a long time. And
nobody wakes up or it doesn't happen until people wake up from cryo, I think. Does the computer, Mother?
That's not dialogue. Mother going with her little notifications does not count as dialogue.
Okay, so just spoken language of some sort.
Exactly.
I'll give it must be significant or else this wouldn't be a question, so I'm going to say 15 minutes.
Okay. 15 minutes is incorrect. Amy, is the correct answer higher or lower than 15 minutes?
Well, I know a reel is usually 20 minutes. And I think it would be significant if it was like after the first reel, like the first whole reel was silent. So I'm going to go higher.
Look at her looking back in time and going like, hey, it was the late 70s and we still did reels. And I don't know. There's something about that. All right.
All right. The actual answer is lower. It's 6 minutes.
Oh, it's
until
only
we hear the
6?
first line of dialogue. Only 6.
Oh, I swear it was longer. All right. That was a tricky
That's pretty significant for a movie. I mean, movies usually, as soon as the credits are done rolling, you hear dialogue. But
wow, lower than I thought. Okay.
All right, Scott.
Yeah.
How many times is the full line "I've got my mind set on you" sung in the song "Got My Mind Set on You"? So the full line, "I've got my mind set on you." How many times does George Harrison sing that song or sing that line in the song?
Let's go with. Oh, that feels too high. I'm not going to go that high. Let's go with 12. Let's say 12.
12. Okay. 12 is incorrect. Amy, is the actual answer higher or lower than 12?
All right, it's got to be higher. I have to think it's higher because that's half the song.
It is half the song. You're right. I hope it's higher because then I feel redeemed somehow if it's higher.
All right. Is the actual answer higher or lower? It is indeed higher. 18 times
18.
The line is sung in that song.
Okay. I figured it was some kind of even number because that's how stanzas.
It would be, right. There's 4 choruses where he sings it 4 times, and then there's another sub-chorus where he sings, "I've got my mind set on you," and then you hear Jeff Lynne going, "Set on you."
Oh, so we're counting those then.
We don't count the partials, only the fulls.
Only the fulls. Okay.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
That's still too many times, by the way. I just want to put it out there. 18 is too many. Go ahead.
18 is too many. Okay. In the film in the Christmas movie Die Hard.
Oh yeah, the holiday favorite Die Hard.
Favorite Die Hard. How much money was Hans Gruber after in Nakatomi Plaza?
Oh,
how much was he trying to steal?
Oh, geez, because he would say that those bonds were worth something.
That's right, exactly.
$300 million.
All right, is the actual answer 300? It is not. Amy, is the actual answer higher or lower than 300 million?
Whew. Okay.
This is hard because you got to count for inflation.
It is hard. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, what would have seemed like a big but plausible number back then?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Late 80s numbers are not the same as today's.
Oh, that's right. It was late 80s.
Yeah.
Early 80s. Yeah.
I'm going to go lower.
Okay. The actual answer is... it is higher. $640 million in bonds.
640?
$640 million. Yep.
Oh, I thought it was like even straight up like 300, 500, something like that.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we've got 2 questions left. You're going to need to run these questions to win the prizes, Amy. So let's see how it goes. Scott.
Yeah.
The Boeing 747-8 has the worst toilet to passenger ratio in the sky. With 1 toilet per how many passengers?
Why are 2 of these questions so far absolutely made for me? Sorry, can you rephrase the last part of the question
Absolutely, yes. So the worst toilet to passenger ratio in the sky, meaning too few bathrooms for too many passengers. With 1 toilet per how many passengers on the plane? So in other words, you take the number of passengers on the plane, divide that by the number of bathrooms, and that's the ratio of toilets to passengers.
I'm going to say 1 toilet for... That's a big plane. One toilet per every 20 passengers.
All right. 20 is incorrect. Amy, is the actual answer higher or lower than 20?
So the number of passengers per each toilet.
Yeah, if you average them out, like they all had to use the toilet at once, how many per toilet if you even them out? What a nightmare, by the way. What a nightmare.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And what did you say? You said 20?
I said 20.
You said 20, yeah, per 20 passengers.
Okay.
If it's higher than that, I will never take that plane. F those guys.
I'm gonna say it's higher because it's terrible. It's known for being awful. So let's go higher.
All right. The actual answer is 48. That number is higher. Good job. You got that one.
Nicely done.
Yeah, one toilet per 48 passengers on a Boeing 747-8.
That's some bull crap. They've gone too far. They already have gone too far with how much they cram us in. That's too much. freaking forget
Yes.
it. Losers, jerks.
That's right. All right. Oh, I love it. It's coming down to the final question, and Amy, you could win these prizes if this works out. Scott, what is the tomato meter score of the film Parasite?
98. I'll say 98.
Ooh. Is the answer 98? It is!
It is?
Congratulations, you nailed it. Yeah, which means Amy wins the prizes.
I can't believe I got that right. I was totally guessing. I knew it was high. I had no idea, though. I knew it was in the 90s. That was a total fluke.
Well done.
Wow. All right. Well, Amy, that means you've won. That's amazing.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You get the whole chicken dinner, Brian, or Amy, and then Brian will send it to you. Coverville@gmail.com is the email address. How do you feel about your win?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, because I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna know that one. So that one's down to you, Scott.
Yeah. I had no idea.
Because I would have had to go with the odds, and if it wasn't that, I would have had to go lower. And
I knew it was really high, and I don't think there's such a thing as a 100 out there. At least it's at fully released. Sometimes they get that in early reviews, but I don't think there's
you get that early, and then it usually peters out. Yeah.
So you would have been safe if I'd have said 90. You'd have been safe saying higher probably, and we would have. We could have totally made this thing work for you regardless. We could have gained.
Right. Yeah. Scott could have said 5% and then guaranteed you the win.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Not to do that.
Yeah. This game. This game's all left up. Well, anyway, just kidding. Brian plays on the honor system, and we're happy to play in there. Well done. You did it, and it's always fun talking to you. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you soon. All right, Brian. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving. I know that Amy probably makes a mean turkey. I actually don't know.
I bet she does. Yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to spend some time with our old pal, Steven Schleicher. Going to do a little bit of that stuff, and I'm glad we are, because I got some questions for him. And he's brought some cool stuff to the table as well. After that, we're going to do Reccameeples today in a little switcheroo. Randy will be joining us, and we'll make up for what we couldn't play on
Wednesday. What?
I know, it's crazy. But I can't do any of this shit until you play a song.
Well, let's get to something that's fast-paced and in your face. This is a band called Joker's Hand, and a song called Goth Girlfriend. As you can probably guess, it's an ode to individuality and healthy rebellion. And the song itself is fantastic, but the video is even better, so check it out. These guys just performed at the Venice West in California, and I expect a lot of great things from this band. They are so good. This comes from a forthcoming 8-song EP called All American Rage, which gets released in a couple of weeks. December 7th is when you can pick up that brand new EP from Joker's Hand with the following song. Here is Joker's Hand and Goth Girlfriend.
Smell this. I love smoking marijuana. It makes me feel fantastic, so I do it when I wanna.
Is it impossible for you to lose weight? The answer is in the stars.
You guys want some sandwiches? This is the morning stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. That song once again.
That song is called Goth Girlfriend from the band Joker's Hand.
Nice. Someone in the chat asked where that marijuana song came from. I don't know. I just found a clip of it, and that's as long as the version I got was. I don't know who does
really?
it.
That's all you have?
This is all I have. I'll play it again just for funsies.
Smell this.
Starts with smell this.
I love smoking marijuana. It makes me feel fantastic, so I do it when I wanna.
I'll bet we could find it. Somebody out there is going to figure it out and tell us.
Yeah, somebody knows where that comes from. Yeah.
And me playing it twice probably got me DMCA striked. I don't know. I have no idea. All right. We are back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. It's time to get Steven all up in it.
Yeah.
And good news, just a quick report here. Feeling pretty good here. I'm not having any...
Good.
Can handle at least an hour of a show so far. See how the rest of it goes.
So good.
Yeah. All right, let's get him in here. Oh, whoops. He goes under the different name here. That's why I always do that. All right. Oh, I added Ace Detect to this and didn't mean to.
Oops. Sorry, Tom.
Get out of there, Tom. All right, Tom's out of there.
But discorded you.
Yeah, didn't mean to do that, although it won't let me remove him, so this is not good. Hold on.
Oops.
Is it removing him?
Oh, yeah, it got him removed, although he's still ringing
still
up top.
Blinking. I don't think that's good. I will feel so bad if I interrupt him. Okay. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, we'll let that just do the rings of ringage as long as it feels like it while we welcome our old pal Steven to the show by playing this thing here.
Steven Schleicher. Steven Schleicher.
Hey, look who it is, you guys. It's Steven Schleicher all the way from Hays, Kansas, and the beautiful, wonderful, the amazing, and the one-of-a-kind Majorspoilers.com. Hello, Steven.
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hey, man.
Hello.
You home?
Oh,
this,
man.
You home this week, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm home all this week. The boys get off on Wednesday, but I don't have to go to work.
I can hear it in your voice. I can hear it.
Yeah, you sound happy.
Yeah,
and
our walls are very thin at the workplace, and so if I get too excited or too loud, I know people hear me talking. So.
Yeah, and they can't have that.
So I can't say things like poopy butt or turd face or butt monkey. I can't say any of those things.
No, there's a real theme to what you got going there. I like where you're going.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you here. Go ahead.
My wife was very concerned about you, Scott.
Oh,
because I'd seen the announcement on Wednesday that you had hurt your back and you weren't going to do the thing. But for whatever reason, she follows you on Facebook or something. And I guess it was the day.
For whatever reason.
Yeah. She doesn't know. She's like, I don't know why I follow Scott on Facebook. I'm like, oh yeah, and he's a cool guy. And she's like, yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, that's.
But she's like, oh my gosh, is Scott okay? Did he have back surgery? Because she had seen the video of you doing your little walking around.
Oh, she thought maybe it was like recovery surgery or
video. So she's like, oh man, I hope he's okay. And I'm like, I think he just hurt his back really bad.
Oh, that's really sweet of her to say that. Yeah, it was. That was the day I decided, for whatever reason, I thought it'd be fun to sort of. I got baited into that Twitter audio thing. So if you use the Twitter app, it lets you record audio and people can listen to it. And not everyone has it. I don't know how they're rolling it out, but I got it. Anyway, so I did a few of those because it was hard to type and like look at the screen. I could just hit record and say stuff, and then thought I would film it. And then by the third or fourth one of those I did, I went, nobody cares about this bullshit. I'm not doing this anymore. Right. So that's why you didn't hear from me from like Thursday afternoon and on, because I was just like, well, what's the point? You're all. I guess that'd have been Friday. Whatever. My schedule's all effed up. I don't remember when this started. Like, it really messed me up. It made me appreciate. Let me tell you this thing, and I don't mean to get this doesn't sound mushy, I hope, or whatever. But it gave me this appreciation for. It's easy to forget there are people who have such chronic conditions, whatever they may be. It may not be their back, could be a million other things. It could be a cancer they're going through. It could be anything, where they're that and worse all the time, 24/7, constant pain, trying to manage medication, trying to make it happen and work. And sometimes you forget just what that might be like, even just a taste of what that might be like. So I really feel for people who have to deal with this all the time. I don't know how they do it. You're superhuman strength people, because I don't know how you do it. Like, I am such a puss when I go down. I'm the worst.
Do you take meds?
I didn't even tell you. So they gave me some muscle relaxers this time.
Oh, there you go.
And those can make you a little loopy. And I took one before playing Halo for about 3-4 hours. And medically enhanced Halo play is really something. I mean, I was like,
interesting.
It was weird. I like had extra focus, but was relaxed at the same time. Oh. It was odd. Like, I kind of liked it. Like, I kind of want to do that again. I'm not gonna do it again. All right, everybody.
But you could if you wanted to.
You can mark the timestamp here, ladies and gentlemen.
I ended up only
into Percocet addiction.
I ended up only taking 2 of those overall for 2 different days, because I really dislike taking pills of any kind if I can avoid it. And so I stopped, but I do have those in case anything ever goes south again. Or if I just really need to zen out to some Halo Infinite multiplayer, and I got 5 or 6 pills left, so I'll let you know how that goes. But Jeannie, I probably did stay on a little stoned in one of those videos, but those were great. And look, hats off to my doctor. She knew exactly what to get, and she knew what I'd need. She's dealt with me before on this, and it all went fine. So I guess what I'm saying to all you people with chronic pain conditions, I don't think I've been kind enough to you. I get it, man. I feel like you guys go through hell, and it's hard. I'm trying to be more mindful of it. So if you're listening to me and you're a chronic pain sufferer, I felt like you for a couple of days. I'm going to try to remember what that felt like. All right, moving on. Hey, Steven.
Yes.
Let's talk about a couple things here.
Okay.
I did want to tell you that I saw Shang-Chi, and I really liked it. I can't remember what you said. Did you like it? Were you kind of...
Oh, yeah, I really liked it. My wife really liked it a lot. I had some issues with some of the special effects stuff that looked a little fakey and green screeny at times, when it was like this is a physical set you built. Why are you green screening this person in front of it now? So
there
were a few of those.
Yeah, and they were just talking. Like,
yes.
I noticed that too. Like when they were with Michelle Yeoh in the village, and they're just standing looking over this vista or whatever. I was like, that ain't being filmed in the same effing place. I don't know what they're doing there.
Yeah.
So that kind of bummed me out. But the for the most part, actually, special effects I thought were really grade A and awesome. They just got weird with some of the practical mix.
And a lot of that, I think, was maybe some reshoots during COVID.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, that makes a good
And so it's like,
point.
hey, stand in front of the green screen. We'll do all the other stuff later.
Yeah, I guess I just came away going, Marvel took care with things like choreography and telling an Asian hero perspective in a way that just felt really like they really put something into it, not just surface level kung fu, if that makes sense. I was pleased by that. I don't think Awkwafina should be in there. And the reason I don't think that is not her. It's the way this character is written. She's just a friend who drives cars with him where they go park cars for valet service. She happens to tag along. She picks up a bow for 5 seconds. And now she's basically an Avenger? That's weird.
Maybe. I
she
mean,
went through a lot of training on that. In that little.
Did they? Because they didn't want her to.
They
didn't want her to do anything after. The old guy's like, "Don't get killed," or "You aren't trained enough." You know, like they're always mad at her. I don't know. There's just something about it.
She is the everyman character, right? So when we look at the history of characters in comic books, especially, the reason why so many superheroes have sidekicks is because these comics are aimed at kids. Well, what better way to fulfill a fantasy requirement than to have a young kid that's probably the age of the reader feel like they are part of the comic book that they're reading, right?
Yeah.
So it's that fantasy fulfillment. So Awkwafina serves the everyman character in that we, the normie, get to experience this entire adventure through the eyes of the normal person in the story. Everyone else has these fantastic, crazy powers except for her.
Right.
So that's your through character, or your everyman character in the piece.
And the only other thing I would say, if there's any goodness in the world, Tony Leung gets a Best Supporting Actor nomination. I think he's great in this. Now, I've always loved that dude. I loved him in Hard Boiled and all the old John Woo Hong Kong stuff. But the guy that plays his dad, it had the most most passionate performance of the entire cast, I thought. And I thought he just killed it. I love that dude. So yeah, you want to freak me out at the end of the year, Academy of Sciences of Arts and whatever. You come out and go, and the award or nominations for Best Supporting, and give one to this guy. He's had a lifetime of amazing work. Now's the time for Tony Leung. Go for it. All right. It's not going to happen, but I want it to. All right, let's talk about Dark Horse. They're going to publish Star Wars comics again. I don't understand that. Why? What'd they do?
For years, Star Wars comics were being printed by Dark Horse. Some really great runs of Star Wars comics. But when Lucasfilm was acquired by Disney, Marvel then reacquired the rights to publish Star Wars comics. At the time, the Star Wars license was up, and they opted not to renew with Dark Horse. Since then, IDW Publishing has been running a lot of all-ages, quote-unquote, kid-friendly comics that are Star Wars related. Star Wars Adventures, Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, and Star Wars Vader's Castle, which is a fun series that they do every October. Well, IDW's licensing with Marvel titles, the Marvel Adventures titles and the Star Wars titles, came to an end. And so now it looks like Dark Horse will be publishing the High Republic Adventures stuff that IDW was publishing. That being said, if you read the press release that I posted at majorspoilers.com, it makes it sound like Dark Horse will be doing all of the High Republic series completely instead of Marvel Comics. And there are a couple of High Republic series currently running at Marvel Comics that are ending right around the same time that these new Star Wars comics at Dark Horse are taking off. So I don't know if it's all Star Wars, the High Republic stuff, or just the IDW stuff.
Why are they doing that, though? Why is Marvel cool with, or why is Disney and Marvel like, hey, yeah, let's give it back to Dark Horse? I don't understand what the value to that is.
So here is my Stevens punditry rant kind of bit.
Hold on, I got a clip for that.
Marvel doesn't like to publish comics for kids.
All right, there. I gave you just
if you go and look, some of the best kids comics that feature Marvel superheroes are the Marvel Superheroes Adventures that IDW was publishing.
Yeah.
And they just seem to Marvel at one time did a whole line of Disney comics that went nowhere. And I really think Marvel is just not interested in publishing the kid-friendly comics.
Interesting. And I don't think of Dark Horse as a kid's publishing house, though, either.
No, I don't
No, but if you were the publisher that used to be the top dog when it came to Star Wars, and then you lost the Star Wars franchise, and you had the chance to get even a portion of the Star Wars franchise again, I think you'd jump for it.
Yeah, he probably would. I mean, they when all that stuff got stripped from them, including Aliens and all that.
Predator and all that stuff. Yeah.
Which really, if they're going to do... okay, so I read that new-ish Alien run they're doing on Marvel. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It doesn't have the edge that they did when they were over at Dark Horse, and that's why, like, if I had my way, I'd be like, give Dark Horse that stuff again. Like, let them...
And they might down the road. I mean, certainly the option, from my perspective, is that Disney says, hey, we should keep this all in-house, trying to walk a fine line of not being a monopoly in terms of squeezing all the other publishers out just because they have a comic book publisher. But I think they're like, let's try this out at Marvel, and if it doesn't work, then when the license expires or when it's time to see if anyone else is willing to pay us for this, that's when they'll go out to Dark Horse again. Like for recently, Dark Horse, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, lost the Conan publishing rights, and Marvel picked those up, and so that's why we have Savage Avengers and Conan running at Marvel, and now I believe that is ending at Marvel, and so we may see Dark Horse try to reacquire the Conan rights again.
Well, good, because Conan comics are supposed to be really bloody, and these Marvel ones aren't very bloody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not Joe Violence here or anything, but I just think Conan needs room to breathe. That's the history of that book. That's what you do. If you're going to make an Aliens book, you have, xenomorph freaking double teeth ripping through some dude's head. It's how you roll.
Yeah.
Marvel doesn't want to play that game these days, so let somebody else do it. Image or somebody, whoever, IDW, I don't care.
Yeah. It's kind of sad for IDW because not only did they lose the Marvel superhero stuff, I think the only stuff that they have right now is their Hasbro license. I mean, they have some of their own original titles, but for the most part, they just have, as far as licensed titles go, their Hasbro line. So that includes your My Little Pony and your G.I. Joes and your Transformers, which are kind of their big draws at the moment.
Yeah, and they're good. Those Transformer comics are really good.
Yeah, definitely.
They don't deserve to be as good as they are, but they should do a crossover with the Pony one. The Ponies and the...
They did.
Oh,
they do. They have one out right now. Transformers, My Little Pony. What's the heck is the subtitle of it? But yes, there is like a 4 or 6 issue miniseries that is already out.
Here's the thing. I don't actually want that. I was hoping you were going to say, oh, they'll never do that. But no, they're doing it.
Remember, everything in the Hasbro universe is now a shared universe. So IDW Publishing has been playing up on that, going, hey, let's do a Transformers Ghostbusters. Let's do Transformers Back to the Future. Let's do Transformers G.I. Joe. And now they've gotten down to Transformers My Little Pony.
Wow. All right. I can't wait to not pick that one up.
Pick it up, Scott. Support the smaller publishers.
I'll get all their other ones around it, just not that one. Okay. Reminder, San Diego Comic-Con is this weekend. That seems crazy because it used to be July, but now with everything else, it's pushed into a weird time, and there's still a ton of tickets available. It's all happening Thanksgiving weekend.
Yep, Thanksgiving weekend. Here's some of their big names. Now, I'm not trying to diminish any of their other guests, but Kevin Eastman will be there. Let's run down the list. A lot of comic creators.
Ninja Turtles, Kevin Eastman, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's run down the list. Let's see if there's any other big name superstars that people would. Here's Brett Spiner is going to be there.
Brett Spiner. Wait. TV Star Trek's Brett Spiner? Is that what you're saying?
Actor, comedian, and singer, best known for playing the android Lieutenant Commander Data on Star Trek: The Next Generation from 1994.
Wow.
He'll be complaining about how much other people are charging for their autographs.
Yeah, that'll be that. That'll be good.
So again, that's if you go and look at the Comic-Con special guest list, but usually it goes on for multiple pages. Yeah, there's only 2 pages of special guests. and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of artists and writers that are going to be there, and if you go and look at their programming schedule, they have a lot of very interesting panels that I would very much like to watch, but I am just not on a Thanksgiving weekend planning to go to San Diego and spend 3 days in a convention, Friday through Sunday.
Very odd timing for that. When was it last year? Did they do it at all?
They didn't do it at all. They had the
Totally
virtual
digital,
one.
didn't they? Or
Yeah, they had a virtual convention.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. It's a really weird time to have it. I understand, things get shifted around, but Thanksgiving weekend for what is supposed to be the biggest Comic-Con of the world, and you do it on Thanksgiving weekend. I don't get it.
Certainly one of the biggest Comic-Con. I can't even say it's the biggest Comic-Con in the United States because New York Comic-Con, I think, rivals it or comes pretty close to
That's
rival.
true. I guess you just think of it as the flagship, and
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
weird
And there
way
is
to do
a
it.
comic convention in Japan that is the largest comic book
Oh,
convention.
well, those people. What do you expect from those people? Just kidding. That sounds racist. Let's get into the news that Arcane League of Legends is getting a second season. I couldn't be happier about this. Again, this is a show where you don't need to have a single drip of knowledge about the League of Legends that this is based on the game. You never have to play. You don't need to know a thing about those characters ahead of time. As far as I'm concerned, it's a standalone, amazing piece of work, and I am so excited for season 2 because it's freaking rad. Did you end up seeing it all?
I still haven't had a chance. I was watching Last Night in Soho last night, and then I've been watching the Cowboy Bebop on Netflix, so I haven't gotten around to coming back to Arcane, but I will. I think the biggest thing about this announcement is usually Netflix waits a month or two before they make the announcement that we're doing the next season. This one was announced just like a week after the show dropped, and instead of saying we're getting ready to go into production, they're already in production with all of the original voice actors coming back for season 2.
Yeah, it's Brian. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a just finished, caught up with Blade Runner Black Lotus, which is really good. Not everything,
Really?
not all of
Seriously?
it's out. Yeah, I like it. You didn't like it?
I hated it with a passion.
Really?
Really? There's
I'm
only
gonna-
a couple,
It is-
like 3
I've queued
episodes
it
out.
up.
You're not liking it?
I watched the first episode and I was like, I think I messaged one of you two about this, that if this were the year 2000,
Yeah.
this would be mind-blowing animation.
Yeah.
But it is the year 2021, and the
Oh.
mocap in this sucks. The
Oh,
lip
really?
sync sucks.
Is it?
Oh,
is
see,
it
actually, I like the animation
like-
a lot.
Is
It's
it
like they
is
went.
it
It's like
3D?
they went to Daz 3D and downloaded a random model and said, "Let's put this in the show."
Oh, interesting. I didn't know it was
Th-
3D. I thought it was.
I hate.
I thought
this.
it was
It
animation.
just sucks.
I thought it was 2D cell style. I didn't know that.
No,
No.
Okay. iCore says
All
it's
right.
cutscene animation, like video game animation, sort of. I mean,
I
look.
don't even know if I would say it's cutscene animation because I've seen better cutscene animations than what I saw in this show.
I feel like
I mean, you guys remember
Yeah.
Starship Troopers, the animated series from like 2000?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember it
This
existed.
is-
I never saw an episode
This
of it.
is like that.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch
I
it
liked
regardless.
it actually, but
I want to watch it no matter what. But compared
Well, I
to
I
bought
just
the whole
started,
season, so
yeah.
I just started Hit Monkey, so I'm an episode into that. So as soon as that's over, I switch over to.
Well, are you going to have
Arcane.
time because Hawkeye drops this week?
Oh yeah, but
Oh,
we're watching those day and
shit.
date. Tina's watching that with me.
No.
Yeah, we're Kim and I are day
Hit
and date on
Monkey,
that
Hit
one too.
Monkey is solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that alone.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do the day and date for Hawkeye. I don't know why that one appeals to me more as a day and date than the other stuff I'm
More
behind
than
on.
Loki and What If and
Yeah,
Parasite.
maybe it might just be because I think what's her name is amazing, and I think she's gonna make a great Kate Bishop.
Florence. Haley Stanfield.
Steinfeld, yeah.
Seinfeld.
She left a mark on me with True Grit, and I just thought she was incredible in that. And ever since then, she's all grown up now.
Well,
but
you are going to want to watch Loki before the
What
next Ant-Man movie or the
Spider-Man.
Thor or Doctor Strange. Which one is it? Oh,
Multiverse?
Spider-Man, you think? Oh, yeah, I guess so, right?
Oh, because you got all the people in it. I loved
right.
how much Benedict Wong was in Shang-Chi. I was thrilled with that. I love him. I love Benedict Wong. That guy can do no wrong. He's my favorite. If Doctor Strange died tomorrow, put Benedict Wong in charge. He's great.
Sure.
He's
He was
really
such a great addition to that.
Yeah.
And
Love him.
Trevor.
You know what? Everyone complained about the Trevor thing. Not me. I thought it was great.
I didn't complain about the Trevor thing. I was happy to see.
you and me both,
Yeah.
dude. I thought he was great in that, and also that guy doesn't know how to act badly, even when you give him a
Right.
weird role like this. He's so good. I love him. in
Exactly.
that.
Anyway, so long story short, Arcane will be after I finish Hit Monkey.
Okay. I forgot that was out. That's on Hulu right now, right?
That's on Hulu. Yeah,
That's
Jason
because,
Sudeikis and Olivia Munn and I can't remember who else is involved in that.
Both of her
And
eyes.
remember, kids, it's on Hulu because Disney doesn't want anything that's too risque on their Disney Plus channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hear the second half of the season is way better than the first half. Like, it sets it up very, like, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hit Monkey the first half of the season, very by the numbers, but the second half apparently is better.
Hulu is their TV
George
modern
Takei, right, of course.
modern TV equivalent of Touchstone Pictures in the 80s when they had to put
It
some
is.
sauce
Yep,
in it.
exactly.
Yeah, I kind of like that even exists. I think it's great. All right. Well, anyway, Arcane just it could not be a bigger recommendation from me, even though I have not seen the finale, but I'm going to. That just dropped over the weekend, and we just didn't have time. But it's so cool. It's so cool. And again, you don't need to know jack crap about the game. You don't.
I'm gonna be verifying that because I know jack crap about the game.
Yeah, and here's the other cool thing, or the other thing. Maybe this isn't cool, but it's going to make you mad at Blizzard, not for all their current messes, but it's going to make you mad that they didn't do this either years ago or aren't doing it now. They should be at the forefront of IP-based entertainment in games. The fact that they're not is, I think, a complete lack of vision and a failure of leadership. All apart from all the other issues they're having right now, we should be watching a live-action Warcraft show, and should have been for years. We should be watching animated versions of not live-action, animation. They would own it, and they just didn't do it quick enough. And Riot sneaks in with this, spent a lot of money to do it, but snuck in with this and is blowing everybody's minds for a game that is, kind of a hardcore niche game. Niche.
Popeye?
I think
Like Popeye?
the T's making me hyper. All right. Let's see what else.
If you want another League of Legends Riot Games kind of thing, if you guys have never played the Mechs versus Minions game, that one's a lot of fun. And it's tabletop. It's got a ton of miniatures. It's got a lot of like programming mechanics that you do in the game. But getting a bunch of people around the table to play League of Legends Mechs versus Minions is a lot of fun.
That was like the first time you saw them branching out a little bit and going from like, we make one video game and that's all there is, to, they're doing a board game, and then, now they're making spin-off games. Now they've got, 6 games plus a fighting game in the works. There's a new turn-based RPG that just hit called, I forget. It's a League of, The Ruined King it's called. A League of Legends story. Like, they're going crazy right now. They have an MMO in the works that's based on League, which makes me think Arcane is less about League of Legends and more about the upcoming MMO, if anything. I don't know. They got a lot going on. Riot's on fire. They got a lot of Chinese money, and we'll see what they do with it. All right. I guess that's it. Hey, Steven, that was a lot. That was a lot of stuff. And
it was.
We're grateful that you took some time on your Thanksgiving week to hang out with us.
Well, I am thankful for you and Brian.
Oh, that's a sweet thing
We're
to say.
thankful for you too,
yeah.
Steven.
Hey, but here's the thing. We don't, want people to just forget, hear and then forget. Where should they go to get more cool stuff? What's going on at Major Spoilers this week?
Oh, this week at majorspoilers.com, it's Thanksgiving week. So unlike you guys, we're doing very little. We have only 2 shows that we're releasing this week, Major Spoilers Podcast and the Top 5 Podcast. Those will be out Wednesday morning. So the people have something to do when they're going into their weekend and they're eating all that turkey, and hopefully they're staying hydrated.
Yeah, they better be doing that at least. Steven Schleicher, everybody. We'll see you next time. Oh, he hung up before I hung up on him. That's fantastic. I wonder what Tom thought of our phantom call. He hasn't texted me or anything.
Yeah, butt dial. I don't know.
We'll see if he wises up to it. All right, we're going to get jiggy with it and bring in who we do. Oh, Randy. My brain's in 4 places. All right.
Well, it's not typical for a Monday. This is a very unusual situation.
Yeah, this is throwing me off a little bit, but we're going to make it work, and we're going to start with this. That music means one thing and one thing only. It's time for a misplaced scheduled edition of Reccameeples. We usually do these on Wednesdays, but last week we all know what happened. We didn't have it, so we wanted to make sure it happened.
I've moved Reccameeples.
So welcome to the show, Mr. Randy Jordan. Hello, Randy.
Aloha. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hello.
Good morning.
I've moved Catwoman.
Oh, he's moved Catwoman. Great. Hey. It's good to have you here. Thanks for arranging yourself so that you could do this on a Monday. We appreciate it.
I am self-arranged.
Yeah, very well done. By the way, real quick note about our refugee, former Reccameeples co-host and refugee Nicole Spagnolo. People should be following her right now because the stuff she's 3D printing for her class that she's now working at the school for, amazing.
And then she left the printer running, and it made a boo boo while she was out of the house.
It made spaghetti.
Yeah. Spaghetti boo boo. It's the worst kind of boo boo. Anyway, it's really fun to watch her do that stuff. So go check her out, Nicole Spag on Twitter. All right, yes, sir.
And I just want to respond to J.K. Grammer right in the chat in real time. I don't follow the Houston Texans. That's a weird replacement team that doesn't exist to me. I don't understand. I grew up in Texas, man. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say you always have been true blue Cowboys fan.
Like everybody I knew, everybody I ever knew, all family were Cowboys fans, and then there was this tiny little pocket of Houston Oilers fans, and they kind of followed the Oilers a little bit to Tennessee, and that's it. Like this replacement team is it's nothing to anybody.
Well, plus you're mostly a college football follow guy, right?
Correct. Yeah. Going to college, going to high school in Texas, and going to every football game, and then going to college and going to a football school, that will like put you in a specific mindset that's really hard to get out of the rest of your life. You're like,
people don't say clear hearts, full eyes can't lose for no reason. You guys are football freaks down there.
That's weird. Like some of my first memories as being like a 4-year-old are of being taken to high school football games.
Yeah, it's long, long tradition, and you
very much. And I'm really really excited about this recommendal because not because my recommendal is an exciting movie. It's not. It's actually kind of depressing. But I'm excited because I watched it. It's been on my mind a lot. And then when we didn't do it on Wednesday, there was like somebody in Discord that was like, well, you just tell us what it is because you're never going to do it. Like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to get back together and do this.
Yeah. I'm glad we did. It worked
today.
Out great.
Randy apparently is going to be recommending cocaine because he is shot out of a cannon.
You are up.
I've had my usual 2 cups of Ka'u coffee.
Yeah.
And that's I just, you know what, it's because I was sitting here listening to you guys for this is the longest show that you've ever done, I think. And like I was just sitting here like just listening. It's just keeping my mouth shut, and it's just really fun to be able to talk now.
It's actually funny enough. If we ended right now, it would be average. We'd be at an hour 30 exactly. But we're not ready to leave yet because we're doing recommendals, and we're going to start with Brian, who brought his first. And so, Brian, you want to set up your firstie here? What do you got?
I will start my firstie here. This is a limited series on Netflix, and it is a hard watch, but it is a very rewarding watch. Very, very rewarding. Okay.
I like stuff like that. That sounds like my kind of thing. Here we go.
So you're looking for a big fat government handout because you are a jobless, white trash piece of shit. Am I right?
What?
Your form? You gonna give that to me?
Yes.
All right. Child in your lap? She's Maddie? What?
It's a Ariel that we got from a dollar store, so we call her Schmariel.
Are you the child's legal guardian?
Yes.
Can you prove that?
I could show you my stretch marks.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
That voice.
Are you sure? Because you look strung out.
Nope. We slept in the car last night, so.
So you're homeless?
No. No, I wouldn't say that.
So you have a home?
I had a home and then we left it.
I have no idea.
That is Margaret Qualley, who you saw a couple times recently. Well, not recently, but a couple times in things that I think you liked. She was the daughter in The Leftovers, the daughter of Justin Theroux's character.
Okay.
And also she's the one who puts her feet up on the dashboard in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino foot fetish fest.
Yeah.
Anyway, that show is Made, M-A-I-D. It is a limited series based on a book. What is the full name of the book? It's like Made, Hard Work, Low Pay, and a Mother's Will to Survive. And it tells the true story of a woman who gets out of a very bad emotional abuse situation, to go on her own, and finds out that really she has a hard time relying on any of the other people in her life, with the exception of her daughter, Maddie, who she's ultimately trying to protect. And it is, well, I know, Claire, emotional abuse is still abuse. I just didn't want people to come in thinking that this is, you're going to watch hours of somebody beating up.
That's a good distinction.
Violence.
Sure, it's a good distinction.
Because that's a hard watch. This is still a hard watch, but that for me, that's even harder, more difficult to watch.
Is Andie MacDowell the voice I was hearing?
No, but Andie MacDowell is in this and plays Margaret Qualley's mom, because she is Margaret Qualley's mom.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I did. I can see it now.
I didn't know that until I was halfway through this thing, because they look a little bit alike.
Yeah.
But Margaret Qualley doesn't have an accent like Andie MacDowell does, and there's, her last name isn't MacDowell, so you wouldn't immediately think that. Oh, I wonder if those two are related.
Yeah.
In any case, this is a 10-episode miniseries, and without a doubt, we're going to see Margaret Qualley in when it comes Emmy nomination time. She's excellent in this. She was excellent in The Leftovers, like really, really good.
She was a high point, and when she was barely in season 2, it drove me crazy.
Yeah,
because she was like such an emotional. What's the word I'm looking for? Like an anchor for that show.
She really was. Yeah. She absolutely was.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Big question for me is: does this movie include acting by a toddler, or is the toddler just like a prop?
Very little, enough acting that it's believable. Like, if you would have told me that this was Margaret Qualley's actual child, I would have believed you, because there's realistic interactions between the two of them that I don't feel like you can always get from a toddler, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I could see that.
She really looks like she loves the mom in the show, Alex, and but I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I can't actually see who. Oh, Rylea Nevea.
That sounds like such a 2019 name.
It really does. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't even guess how to pronounce this whole name. But anyway,
I am a big fan of how my entire cohort for the last 20 years has decided to name babies. Big fan.
Anyway, this is streaming on Netflix. It is fantastic, and I recommend it to everybody. It is so good. And Tina loved it. She's like, I know you probably didn't want to watch this, Brian, because you thought it was too girly or I guess I'll do her voice. Brian, I know you didn't want to watch Maid because it was super girly, but I think you'd really like it.
Oh, nice.
And so Tina was right. I really did like it. And
wow. You've lost none of that since we missed a few shows.
Yeah, no, it's
my back.
Because I did it the entire time. I do it to her.
That's good. That's fantastic.
Anyway, so Maid on Netflix, very good.
All right.
Highly recommend.
And it's a Netflix original, or just happens to be on Netflix?
It is a Netflix original, I believe.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. So.
Okay.
They make good ones of those. They do a fine
really
job.
Do. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to number 2 from you. Yes. What's the setup here?
This, I think, is an ongoing series, and there have been so many things called this that make sure you find the right one.
Yeah, I kind of have the same thing. Mine is a common name.
All right, here we go. Let's play this.
I don't want to look back in my life 40 or 50 years from now and think to myself, I didn't seize the moment when the moment was right in front of me, so here goes. I think you're amazing. And you have great style. I love the way you shake your head when you laugh. And your theory that 90% of roadkill is just animals committing suicide, that's genius. Hey, I love you, Meredith. And these opportunities don't come around very often. And I sure as hell am not gonna let this one pass me by. Are you? What do you say?
Dude, this is our first date.
I have no idea.
Wow.
That seems great.
Wow.
This is a series called Cake, not the Heather Graham movie from 2005, not the Jennifer Aniston movie from 2014, not the recent Cake movie from 2018, or the Cake TV series from 2006. This is a brand new FXX adult animated / live action variety show called Cake. And this is kind of like Liquid Television meets Love, Death and Robots, or Love, Sex, and whatever that was called. Meets those Saturday Night Live pre-taped things that are always the best things about Saturday Night Live.
Saturday TV Funhouse.
Right, exactly. It's one thing right after another, one little it's described as a psychedelic anthology series, adult animation anthology series, and that is correct. It's quick shorts, sometimes live action, like that one is from a recurring thing that you'll see in multiple episodes called Oh Jerome No. And it's my favorite segment that they have on Cake. It follows this guy named Jerome who's super sensitive as he's kind of searching for love and stealing dogs and things like that. There's also another one called Quarter Life Poetry, which is like a high-speed rap thing by this woman. Does it say who she is? Oh, her name is Samantha Jane. So you'd really like this, Randy.
Yeah.
All right.
She spells it Jayne, but yeah, close enough. She started these on Instagram and then published her short stories as a book, and then it became this thing. Anyway, each episode is about 22 minutes, but the great thing about this is, hell, if you've got 10 minutes, watch 10 minutes of Cake, or watch, 15, 20 minutes of Cake or whatever. You don't have to like binge the whole series or watch a whole episode even. You can come in and out of it as you've got time. And man, some of the animation is so brilliant and clever. It's really, really good. It's not everybody's taste. Tina's on the fence. She likes the segments that I mentioned, Oh Jerome No and Quarter Life Poetry. But then there's some really weird animation with single-celled animals that I think are hilarious, and she's like,
I love stuff like that. It sounds like this is made for me.
Super irreverent, and I didn't realize that this thing's been around since 2019. It's on Hulu. They picked it up from FXX, and there are 5 seasons and about 42 episodes and 8 specials. So there's a lot of stuff out there if you like this.
Didn't even know it existed. This is the first time I even heard of it.
Yeah, me too. I stumbled on it because it was recommended to me on Hulu, and I'm like, oh, well, let's see what this is. I saw psychedelic adult animation anthology series, and I thought, all right, this sounds great. Let's check it out. And I'm glad I did, because it's good. Oh, I found out the guy, Mamadou Athi, the guy who plays Jerome in Oh Jerome No, was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Actor in a Short Form Comedy or Drama Series. So
for this show,
well done for this show.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
So
I thought you were going to say it was on One Life to Live for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, no, for this show.
Yeah.
So there's some accolades for that segment, which I think is great.
Nice. All right, couple of good ones from Brian. Mine is boy, we're really going animated today. Mine is very animated. It's the only hint I'll give the audience. You guys know what it is, but here it is.
I only came here out of respect for my parents, who knew your family.
Your father was more than just a friend to my family.
That was a long time ago.
Yes. A long time.
A long, long time. That is Batman, The Long Halloween.
Oh, cool.
Specifically, part 1 is where I captured it. I've watched both parts now. So they had them separated by about 6 months, so you had to wait for part 2 to hit. But I'm a particular fan of DC animated films. I think they're all good. I even like the Killing Joke one that everyone thinks is problematic because of changes they made.
This is the one with Dean Winchester as Batman?
Yes. Jensen Ackles plays Batman. And I have to say, he was the one I was worried about. Maybe not hitting with me or whatever, because there have been so many great Batman voices over the years. Just thinking, well, maybe he's not the best pick. And I'm still a little on the fence with it. he's fine, but he's really doing a voice. And, and it's hard for me to sort of explain it, but he's like going, listen, I'm Batman for sure, and you can tell because of the way I'm enunciating my bat words.
But all of our favorite Batmen have been doing a voice, right?
Yeah, but
like
they're
we
good
don't.
at, they're good
the
at
thing
making
we don't
you
like about Keaton is that he didn't do a Batman voice. He sounded like Michael Keaton.
Right, he was Keaton, but I'm like in the animated circles, like Troy or not Troy Baker. Troy Baker's in this, but who am I thinking of? The Batman everyone loves. Shit. I can't think of the guy's name. Chat room will say it in a second, and it'll piss me off that I couldn't think of it. But the guy who's the amazing Batman voice, he did most of the video games. Kevin Conroy, there it is.
Conroy, yeah, right.
Kevin Conroy, thank you, TV's Travis. He's considered like the standard, and he's been doing it since the animated series in the early 90s. And I tend to agree. He's amazing. He's the best there is. But other people step in and do it. Commander Pike from the Trek movies. Oh, geez. Why can't I think of anyone's name today? Anyway.
Bruce Greenwood.
Bruce Greenwood. He's an excellent Batman voice and has done a bunch of these as well. So there's a good history of fine actors doing that. I would just argue that Jensen Ackles could do it. He just needs to calm down with the trying to vocalize it so much. And I don't mean
calm down.
And he's not always just going, hey, I'm Batman. I don't mean like that. Like it's just him trying to sound more deep and dark than he needs to. And I think he could probably pull it off. Who really impressed me here was Josh Duhamel, however you say his name, plays Harvey Dent. And he's fantastic as Harvey Dent. Very, very good Harvey Dent. I would also call out Naya Rivera, who I hadn't heard of before. She plays Catwoman. She's very good here. Troy Baker is the Joker. He's basically, and anyone who plays any video games knows who Troy Baker is. He plays everything. But Troy Baker is basically doing an impression of Mark Hamill doing the Joker. And it's okay. In fact, it's really good. It's like a dead-on impression of the way Mark Hamill does the Joker, because most people think Hamill's the best Joker. I think Troy Baker does a good job of that. I kind of wish it was more him doing what he would want to do rather than just trying to sound like Hamill, but it's fine in the end. Bunch of other people. Billy Burke is in this, who was in that thing you watched, Brian, funny enough.
Really?
Plays Commissioner Gordon. He's very good. Once again, David Dalmaschan, or however you say his name.
Who's Dalmastion.
Yeah,
yes.
He's Calendar Man.
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, and in this, he's Calendar Man, which is great. Like the two weirdest villains ever. He gets to play both of them. But he's Calendar Man in this.
And he was just in Dune.
Yeah, and he's amazing in Dune. I just watched that again last night. He's incredible in Dune. He's great, and I just love that he's all over this stuff. I don't know what's happening to him, but anyway, Jack Quaid's in it. He plays Alberto Falcone. I think Jack Quaid's great. He's from The Boys. Anyway, a very, very good cast. Wow. Titus Welliver, I forgot to mention that.
Oh,
he's Carmine
he's
Falcone.
the man in black from Lost.
Yeah, he's
Bosch.
great. Yeah, Bosch. He's great. Everyone's really great, and it's a very good adaptation of that comic book. Of that graphic novel, which is one of the best ever written. It's an amazing graphic novel. If you've never read it, you should. That's parts 1 and 2 of The Long Halloween, available on HBO Max. It's there permanently because it was, I guess, a Max original or whatever. Sweet. And it's very, very good. So check it out. And if you haven't read the comic, I'd absolutely read it. It's one of the best things you've ever read. Okay.
All right.
Randy, it's now you. Tell us what you
let me set this up because I think it needs set up. It's a long clip. So this is a modern Western. It's a film, and there's two kinds of Westerns, right? There's a gradient, and on one end it's man versus man, right? Where gunfight at the OK Corral is the one end of the gradient. The other end of the gradient is man versus nature, and think of like The Revenant, right? Mm-hmm. So like this is on the Revenant side, and so there's not a lot of dialogue. And so I had to pull from the very beginning of the film. And at the very beginning of the film, we're in modern times, and a woman has experienced something absolutely terrible, like the biggest tragedy you could experience. And she is talking to a therapist.
Okay.
And she is about to decide on her own to move out into the mountains of Wyoming and live completely alone and as far away from anybody else as she can go.
All right.
And so this is the beginning. Again, there's a lot of silences in this clip, and that's on purpose the silence is setting you up for how the rest of the movie's going to go, which is it's a very quiet movie out in the country.
All right, here we go. I'm going to play it.
So it's really because of your sister? If I'm being honest, yes. How are you feeling right now, in general? What are you feeling?
I'm feeling that it's really difficult to be around people because they just want me to be better.
So you're not able to share what you're feeling with other people?
I did, and then I just realized, why would I want to share it? Why would I want anyone to share in that? They can't anyway.
Okay. Tell me more. I'm intrigued by this discordant sounds of violins.
This is Land. And it is not the kind of movie that I would usually bring to something like Reccameeples, but it stuck with me, and it's been on my mind since I've seen it. It was released on HBO Max a couple weeks ago, and what you have is two brand new movie writers, people who have never gotten an IMDb credit before, managed to get a studio to option their script for this film, and then that studio managed to get Robin Wright, the Princess Bride, to direct and star in it. And it got a lot of accolades at Cannes, and then didn't. Like, nobody saw it. Like, it just sat around. So HBO Max has put it out, and there is no way you would have ever come across this film and watched it if someone like me didn't come along and say, you should probably watch this. It is a powerful and very difficult movie. Again, because it's about a woman, Robin Wright, who leaves the city, like sells her home and all her stuff, and goes to absolute BFE, Wyoming, and puts herself in a little cabin on a mountaintop. And what happens from there is not new. It's definitely not something you've never seen before, but it's just very well told. It's a beautiful movie. Like and you expect this from new Westerns, right? You expect spectacular cinematography, and this is really got it. It wasn't filmed in Wyoming, it was filmed in Alberta, but just absolutely moving movie for me. And like I say, I actually didn't think I was going to be recommending it until it was until like a couple days later, and I'm like, why am I still thinking about Land? Robin Wright is great. Like,
yeah, she's great and everything. I can't think of a time where I saw Robin Wright, even when she was Robin Wright Penn and had his weird influence in her life.
Influence.
Yeah. I know. I can't remember anything I've ever seen with her that didn't resonate. She's really great.
And I don't want to tell you too much more about what happens to her, but like I say, it really gets across the absolute risk, like the massive risk that you would take if you sold everything and went out into the middle of nowhere. But
sometimes,
and I guess I can say, because this is like the first 5 minutes of the movie, if you went out into the middle of nowhere on a mountaintop, basically to die, like if that was really your bottom plan, was that you were just going to go die somewhere alone, Hey,
it's got one of Brian's favorite people in it, Kim Dickens. We like her.
I like her a lot. Yeah.
What's she do? Is she the
we heard her voice in there, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought we did. Was that she the therapist?
No, that's her. Kim Dickens plays the main character's sister, and you never see her, and you almost don't even hear her. There's one little tiny scene where you hear her voice. So again, this is a Robin Wright joint. This is like there are a couple of other people who she interacts with, and they're really good. and they're purported to be Native American, but this is all her all the time. It's just a kind of a little. There's a little bit of a miracle here because the entire movie I just keep thinking I am gonna probably like just not care about this, and it just keeps me caring about it all the way to the end.
He was Buddy Garrity, or sorry, I was just noticing that Brad Leland is in this. He was Buddy Garrity from Friday Night Lights, which you brought up earlier. It's funny he's in there.
Yeah.
I really like that guy. This looks great. I'll watch this. This seems like a nice, quiet. I don't know. I'm getting Nomadland vibes somehow.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting that it came out at the same time, roughly.
Yeah.
If this had come out a couple months earlier, it would have been twinsies with Nomadland. But Nomadland is about it's about a character who is finding a new life, right? Who is like exploring all sorts of different things. And the reason people get attracted to Nomadland is because those other characters come along and talk to her, and you see these grand sceneries, and then there's a person, right? This land doesn't have that. Again, like you just named someone else, I don't remember that person being in the movie because it's really only her throughout this whole movie.
Well, I'm putting this one on my list. This looks like something I would really enjoy. So there you go.
Scott, you like that desolation, like because you would like to either live in a bustling metropolis or in a place like BFE, Wyoming.
Those are my two extremes that I would like to do. Give me the biggest building with the big, thing at the top of the tallest building in the middle of the busiest city, or way out in nowhere. Those are the two extremes.
And also, I think for a lot of people, Scott and me included, the notion of survivalism, like what that really means. What are your true priorities and basics? What do you spend all your time doing if you're just trying to survive? That's a really interesting way to tell a story.
Yeah, and it turns out a lot of that's killing stuff, cooking it, finding out a way not to die from simple illnesses. Like it's a whole different world.
Salmonella is always on the verge of killing you.
Yeah, maybe that's why the Nomadland part is coming to me, just because it's a similar thing. It's like I'm changing my lifestyle completely, and now I got to deal with whatever that means. And I don't know. Seems like I really like that. So I have a feeling I'll like this. So there you go. Land available now. On where? Where'd you see it?
HBO Max.
There you go. It's a Max
original. And it was not suggested to me by HBO Max. It was suggested to me by Just Watch, and I went and found it on. I had to search all 4 letters of the word land to get it on. Like seriously, no one is pushing this movie at you. You gotta go look it up.
All right. Well,
I love the fact that we brought 3 recommendals, 4-letter words with A as the second letter.
Oh my gosh!
You noticed is what you did.
You know what? Because Brian's a quiz master, and he everything looks like a quiz construct.
Did I begin that with the funny thing is?
No, you didn't. I'm really proud of you. I've been listening very carefully. You said that.
All right, fair enough.
Great. All right. Well done, everybody. I know I never did an official recommendation of Finch, but I still say people should watch it. We just sort of mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. I really like that Tom Hanks movie. It was sweet and nice.
Oh, it is so good.
Yeah, and that's also the one that he got COVID after filming, right?
Oh, he did.
Right, he was in Australia.
That would make sense.
He had finished filming that movie when he got COVID.
Right. He was in Australia. Yeah, that's
like the first famous person to get COVID.
I think you're right. Yep, that was a bit of a bummer. I'm glad he's okay though. But that movie's great. Finch is great. You like robots? I do. Go watch Finch. All right. Well done, everybody. Randy will, of course, coagulate these as he does and put them on his Twitter account over there at Randy Deluxe. And who knows? We may do more in that way, like a little site or something. We've been thinking about some stuff. So
coagulate.
I'll let you guys know. But Randy, well done. Anything you want to mention? I guess we're doing. We got a Film Sack watch along this weekend, so not a lot to say there.
Yeah,
but,
we're gonna watch an episode of Deep Space Nine. Only the second time in 11 years of Film Sack, 12 years of Film Sack that we've watched Deep Space Nine. So
Runaway Home, or whatever the other one was. Yeah,
that's right. We got Jake Sisko heavy episode, everybody. So prepare yourselves for that. All right, Randy Jordan, aka Randy Deluxe. We'll see you next time.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Brian, we've done it. We did a show. Not entirely, though, because we got to get this Monday morning mashup out the door. This is a real good one. That's what I'm told. I haven't heard it. Okay. So I don't know what this is about. I'm told there's some surprise in it. I promised I wouldn't listen ahead of time, so I haven't. So here it is. Let's see what it is. Jamie sent this in. Thank you, Jamie. TMS Mashups on Twitter. Here you go. My big takeaway from this is I'm hungry for. Is that normal? Why am I hungry? Is that later?
Yeah, about 96 when I got my first.
He has a big, huge. I thought.
Oh, does he?
I thought he did, because that's like nearly strangled Nick or whatever his name was in the Harry Potter things, where its head
nearly
was
headless Nick.
Nearly
Yeah,
headless
right.
Nick. Nearly strangled.
Brian, gonna get you a shot. Come on over. Don't do it right now. They got a vial all ready to go, locked and loaded. They put a Post-it note on it with your name.
That is a big thing you can say. Nah.
Yeah, look at the size of his. Ding! That was a year after District 9, Chupac Chopley, or whatever his name is. It's not Tupac Chopley.
Dupac Chopra?
Yeah, Dupac Chopley. Yeah, that's it.
Feels good in my ear holes.
Yeah.
If your name was Gina Dick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be for long.
What if it's pronounced China?
China Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, even worse.
I hope so.
Oh, man. Hi, I'm Gina Dick. I'm here to play the... Wow, that's fantastic. How would she say it if she were to say that you're out
Brian,
of them? Yeah.
did you eat all the pancake-wrapped pigs in a blanket? I can't find any of them.
Why that cracks me up like nothing else, I don't know.
Check this out. If I use a bunch of equal signs, I can make a penis.
You wouldn't think this is so hard, but like it's not.
That's what she said.
It's not that hard in retrospect. But like, there's a lot of
also
movies
what
to
she
choose from, right?
This is why I stopped doing.
I don't think the are any better.
I think they're better.
I too.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, masticate away. We like it. Oh, my is in my crotch. Hold on. Okay. I like it to have it gently vibrating there all morning. That's what I try to do. Now you have a friend in the diamond business.
I was waiting for maybe it's Maybelline.
What a random one to pull out of the sky. That's amazing.
That's what I was like trying to think of some makeup slogan.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
That made my week. That's hilarious. He said there was some surprise at the end, but I think it might be a future episode that he was talking about. It might be.
No, it is. It's the future. It's our end-of-year wrap-ups that have a surprise.
Oh, well, that explains. Okay. I loved all that film sack stuff. So what he did there, is he said, well, there weren't a lot of TMSs last week, so I'm going to go dig through film sack, and I think that's great.
Smart of him to do that. He gets some additional resources involved.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Hey, real quick, Christmas is coming, y'all. And that means you probably got a couple of friends or family you want to send some cards to. I made a Frog Pants holiday gift card pack that is really nicely made. I have them right over here. Oh, no, where'd they go? Someone moved them. My wife moved them. I moved Card Woman. Anyway,
moved the... Exactly.
They're available now at the Frog Pants store, frogpants.com/store. I know a bunch of you have already picked some up. They're already shipping some, and we're getting more printed now just to meet with demand. So if that sounds interesting to you at all, we would love for you to go check those out. Again, that is frogpants.com/store, and you'll see them right there. There's a Dune themed one where Santa's riding a giant sandworm, and the quote is "The spice must flow, ho ho." So that's what you're in for, is that kind of BS.
That level of punnery.
That's right. They're only $12. They're cheap, and you get 4 in a set plus envelopes. It's all there. Go check it out, frogpants.com/store.
It's very cool. By the way, the Secret Santa, Tadpool Secret Santa, is up and running. Deadline is the 30th of this month, so just a little over a week away. Get in there. Sign up for Tadpool Secret Santa. There's a limit of $10. You're not going to go broken. You're going to get something fun in the mail. Maybe even from me. I always blow that $10 budget out of the water, but it's a crapshoot whether or not you're going to get me or not. Anyway, go to Facebook or the Discord. Both of the Tadpool locations have information about the Secret Santa.
Yeah, and Claire's like, I need to fill that out, and I'm like, I do too. I'm behind, so meant
Yeah,
to do that
yeah.
last week, and I didn't do it yet, so I'm gonna. All right, there's that. I want to thank a couple of patrons who have helped us out on our Patreon, which is really what keeps the lights on here at TMS Central. Patreon.com/TMS. Michael Schring, I think is how you say it.
Schring.
He dived in at the Deal Me In level, which is an awesome one. We thank him for that. We got Sam Jordan at the Grade A level, and Chris K at the Deal Me In level. Thank all three of you.
Nice.
Thanks to all three of you, and all of you longtime supporters. These are just some of the most recent. If you want to be like them, head on over to patreon.com/TMS and sign up today. That's it, I think. Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
Brian, we ought to... Why am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, well, of course, duh. So this is the only show you're getting this week. It's today, and then...
Right.
But we are doing a play date on Friday.
We will be here Friday for Playdate, exactly. Yep.
That's right. So
do we know what time yet? Have you confirmed? Like, are you doing an instance that day, or what do you know?
We are, as far as I know, so that means... And I know she wants to start early. I got to figure that out, I guess, because we start here...
Okay.
The instance starts at 10 and is usually done by 11:30.
But if she wants to do early, then maybe...
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll just roll right into it.
Keep an eye on the Morning Stream Twitter account.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And it is Tally's birthday tomorrow. Don't forget, everybody.
Oh, happy birthday,
Happy
Tally.
birthday. May she get everything she wants, including a 1.0 of Baldur's Gate 3.
Hope EA sends you everything you want.
Yep, that's what I hope as well. What else was I going to say? FEA, she'll say.
Yes, she will.
There was something else. Oh, there are other shows going, though. So Boop tonight at 3:30, me and Dunaway. He'll be back from his thing he's doing this afternoon, and and I will be on there. Wednesday, DTNS, I'm going to be on. Oh, Core is possibly Wednesday night. We're trying to confirm with all parties involved because we don't want to do it on Thanksgiving Day, so we think we'll get Core then. We were going to skip this week, but we did last week because of my back, so instead we're going to do it Wednesday. Anyway, long and the short of it, there's still plenty of content this week. TMS just taking a little break.
The annual Beatles double shot Thanksgiving episode is going up on Wednesday. So get your Beatles fix. Every year I do one episode on Thanksgiving that's all Beatles covers, and it is what a great year for Beatles covers. Oh my God, it's going to be a fun show. Yeah. Also, Soundography going up today, soundography.com. Hammond and I listened to the entire catalog of a band called Metallica.
Okay,
Metallica.
Sure.
I can't remember how these. It's some band nobody's ever heard of, but they're like a heavy metal band. Metallica, I guess.
Something about Sandmen and puppet masters and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Enter Puppets or something like that. Master of Sand. Anyway, all that is over at soundography.com. It's going up later, and see what you think of what we think of a band called Metallica.
Master of Sand. Back to Dune. It feels like a Dune reference. I like it. All right, we're going to take a break.
Sandman!
Not a break.
Sandman!
We're not taking a break. We're actually going to take a real break and leave you now. But we're going to play a song on our way out. So, Brian, will you play that song on our way out?
Yes. We had a birthday last week that we couldn't get to, so I'm getting to it today. Our very own, the person who helps us out so much on Playdates, it's a woman who goes by the name Wicked Kitten.
Oh, yeah.
Monica. She says, "Dear Butter and Scotch, well, it's my birthday again, and the past year or so has been kind of crazy.
Happy birthday to you!"
Go ahead.
I gained a whole crew of friends in the Tadpool that hang out on Saturdays, and I finally started that horror podcast that I've been talking about since 2012. And guess what I named it, Scott? Dramatic pause. I called it Gore.
Oh.
Thank you guys for being friends and unofficial mentors. And to the Tadpool, I don't know why I love you, distracting bunch of freaks, but I do. Could you please play I Don't Know Why I Love You by my favorite band, the Brand New Heavies, and also go listen to that episode of Soundography. Love, Monica, a.k.a. Wicked Kitten.
Nice. Happy birthday, Monica.
Happy birthday, Monica. Belated happy birthday. It was actually like a week ago, but because of the delay and all this stuff. Sure. This is a great song, though. Man, she loves her funk, Monica does, and this thing has it in spades. This is a band called the Brand New Heavies from their 2006 album, Get Used to It. It's a cover of the Stevie Wonder song, I Don't Know Why I Love You.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Baseball players are swimming in ladies.
Swimming in ladies.
Swimming in ladies. That sounds painful for the ladies.
Look, if you're going to go swimming, may as well do it with ladies.
That's right.
That's what I say.
What happens to the ladies?